what footwear should I be wearing for this injury, but also, are you a barefooter now? It's like there's two camps.
Yep.
Do you have a camp?
As a barefoot shoe wearer, I definitely hear this a lot. Do I have a camp that I sit in? No, because I wear both.
Okay.
So I would do every day. I love a minimalist shoe. I don't wear shoes when I weight train because I think it affects my alignment and I like to get the extra engagement. So, but when I run, I'd always wear not necessarily a supportive shoe, but I wouldn't go barefoot for running. I feel like I need that extra bit of support, that extra bit of cushioning when I'm out, especially on the trails. And I know some people love a barefoot shoe for that, but I would go every day barefoot, which I love, and then something a bit more structured for running. What about you with your new shoes?
Really dull because I'm exactly the same. Since opening the clinic and training in there, I am barefoot to lift weights.
Yeah.
And that would never have entered my head to do that,
isn't it?
In the gym. So therefore, starting to do that and realising just yes, there's an increase in strength because I just think you're not pushing through into a really spongy. So, weightlifting shoes, they're pretty solid. Exactly, so there is nothing new. But just being able to feel the ground, and this is entirely anecdotal from my own perspective, from my own experience, but the strength that you gain from those intrinsic muscles in the feet has actually helped me with running and some of the niggly issues. Plantar fascia pain was something that I used to suffer with a bit, and I don't think I've done anything particularly to address that, other than being more barefoot with my weight training. But I've gone for a lower heel drop on my most recent pair of runners. So runners, I'm the same. I wouldn't be going barefoot, primarily because I've grown up in supportive shoes.
I know, it's funny, isn't it?
So
what we used to.
Suddenly going into a barefoot shoe, my foot's just not strong enough for that. And running road runners, quite often a high heel, a big heel drop down to the front. And if you've got used to that, Achilles has got used to that, a calf, that drops quite a couple of mil.
Yeah, it makes a massive difference, doesn't it? Yeah.
So I've gone from a 13 mil in my road runners. Why I ever had road runners, I don't know, because I don't run on roads. It's just a standard, isn't it? Like, I know, like, so that's what I go and buy.
Thank you very much. Totally.
So I bought a pair of trails that are a 9 mil, so it's dropped. I felt it, definitely felt it. And they're a wider toe box, and I think that's quite important.
Yes, that spread, definitely. It's boring, but I totally agree with what you said here. And I must say, when I first wore barefoots, and I didn't sort of try them in any exercise capacity, just me, I think I went for a walk around a garden centre, because that's the exciting life I lead. And I thought, oh my goodness, I am never going to get used to this. I can feel every single bit of this pavement, and I was ready to kind of send them back under their wonderful guarantee. But I persevered, and I'm so glad I did, because I'm similar in that I did suffer on and off with sort of a chronic plantar fasciitis type thing, and touch wood, that's not come back. And the only difference for me really has been changing the footwear. So I'm not saying it's panacea. Certainly wouldn't necessarily recommend it to anyone and everyone, but purely on my sample of 1 and now 2.
Exactly.
I think it has a huge amount of value, I think, for improving that foot strength. And
I have no issues at all with people barefoot running, and I don't believe there's more injury likelihood of running in one or the other, provided you're trained in one or the other.
Training.
It's the change that makes the big difference.
Exactly.
That zero drop would require a period of time of addressing your ability to cope with that. So no changes in training. Training would have to be like completely consistent. No increases, thinking about the hills you were doing, thinking about the speed. Your only focus is getting used to those shoes.
Exactly.
And if you and it depends if you really want to do that. Shoes are not the reason you're injured.
No.
Unless you've made that sudden change.
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant.
That's a key,
Yes.
They're an adjunct that we could possibly look at if all of your training load is nailed, all of your recovery is nailed, strength training is nailed, and then you're still suffering with pain. Okay.
Yeah.
Could we look at
It's not the magic bullet, it's